Some moments in history are forged in blood and defiance, transcending fact to become legend. This is one such moment. We are at its brutal, glorious end, the third day of Thermopylae, the hot gates. On a dusty hillock, the last of a tiny Greek army is surrounded by a sea of enemies. Their spears are broken, their shields shattered, their king, Leonidas of Sparta, already dead. Yet they fight on, protecting his body with their own. A final, unified scream of defiance against the dying of the light. From the Persian lines, a new order is given. The infantry pulls back. An eerie silence falls, broken only by the wind. And then, the sky turns black. Not with clouds, but with arrows. A storm of death, unleashed to extinguish this last stubborn pocket of resistance. The legend of Thermopylae is known to all. 300 Spartans against an empire. But to understand how men come to choose certain death on a lonely hill, to comprehend why they would smile in the face of a sky turned dark with arrows, we must rewind. This was not the plan, it was the catastrophic, heroic failure of that plan. So why? Why did 300 men choose to die here? Before the sacrifice, there was the singular arrogance of one man, Xerxes, king of kings, ruler of the Persian Empire. In 480 BC, he assembled the largest invasion force the world had ever seen. His goal, not just to conquer the fractious city-states of Greece, but to erase their very culture. The invasion was a spectacle of power, an army of Asia pouring into Europe across a Maros, a mile-long bridge of boats. As his army marched south, cities submitted, offering the symbolic tribute of earth and water. But two refused, Athens and Sparta. To the Persian demand, Sparta's answer was swift and absolute. The envoys were thrown down a deep well to find earth and water for themselves.
You will regret this.
Grab him!
There you will find plenty of earth and water.
It was a declaration of war. King Leonidas knew the stakes. He traveled to the temple of Apollo at Delphi, where the oracle delivered a terrible choice.
Woe to the king who seeks to flee!
Either a Spartan king must die, or Sparta itself would be razed. The path was clear. Leonidas chose his fate. He would take his 300 personal guards, all men with living sons to carry on their family lines, and march north as a vanguard. His farewell to his wife, Queen Gorgo, was not one of sentiment, but of Spartan duty.
Marry a good man and bear good children. Move those stones into place.
Joined by a few thousand other Greeks, this tragically small force marched to Thermopylae. In this narrow pass, they would become an anvil upon which the Persian hammer would break. When a herald issued one last demand to lay down their arms, the Spartan Dinakes gave the legendary reply that sealed their doom and ensured their immortality.
Come and get them! The Spartans defy us! At dawn, we attack!
the past became a meat grinder. Xerxes threw tens of thousands of his Median troops against the Greek phalanx, where they were systematically butchered. The Greeks' long spears and large bronze shields were vastly superior in the choke point. King Leonidas employed a cunning tactic, a feigned retreat, luring the overconfident Persians into a disorganized charge, only to turn and slaughter the trapped enemy.
Hold! They're running! After them! Hold the line! Forward!
Xerxes watched from his throne, leaping to his feet in rage.
Cannot be! Hydarnes, send in the Immortals.
On the second day, he unleashed his best, the 10,000 Immortals. They advanced in chilling, disciplined silence. But the result was the same. The Greek phalanx held, their tactics and equipment still superior. The Immortals were cut to pieces, their reputation for invincibility shattered.
Run! Run for your lives! This way, quick!
Xerxes was in a state of apoplectic fury. His invincible army had been stopped dead. But that night, the battle changed, not by force, but by treachery. A local Greek named Ephialtes, for the promise of wealth, revealed a secret mountain path that would bypass the pass and attack the Greeks from behind. Under the cover of darkness, Xerxes dispatched his Immortals. They marched silently, overwhelming the surprised Phocian guards and leaving the path open. Just before dawn, a runner burst into the Greek camp with the catastrophic news. They were surrounded. The alliance fractured. Most commanders argued for retreat. King Leonidas knew his duty. The prophecy had to be fulfilled.
Go, warn the cities, prepare the fleet. We will buy you the time you need. This is the duty of Sparta.
He ordered the allies to lead. His 300 Spartans and 700 loyal Thespians who refused to abandon them would stay. They would be the rear guard. They would be the sacrifice. With grim humor, Leonidas gave his final order.
For tonight, we dine in Hades.
They would not wait for the end. They would charge to meet it. The final charge was an act of magnificent, suicidal fury. The Greeks inflicted terrible casualties, fighting until their spears, swords, and finally their bare hands failed them.
Your king is dead. Your army is gone. Surrender, and King Xerxes will show you mercy.
Archers, kill them all!
Surrounded and outnumbered 100 to 1, they were at last brought down by overwhelming force and relentless volleys of arrows.
This is a victory, is it not?
The battle was over. The pass was won, but the price was staggering. 20,000 Persians lay dead, including 2 of Xerxes' own brothers. The entire Greek rearguard was annihilated, but they had extracted a price in blood almost beyond comprehension. This was not a victory to be celebrated. It was a humiliation.
Bring him to Xerxes!
In a fit of vindictive, narcissistic rage, Xerxes ordered the body of King Leonidas to be beheaded and crucified. A barbaric violation of all rules of war, the act of a tyrant, not a god.
1,344.
Quickly now!
To hide the
Before
truth of
dawn.
his catastrophic losses, he had thousands of his own men buried in secret mass graves. And then, the great army moved on. The gate was open. The road to Athens, the primary target, lay undefended. The hollow, bloody victory was finally complete. The stand at Thermopylae was a tactical defeat, but a strategic masterpiece. The sacrifice of Leonidas and his men was not pointless. It was the deliberate buying of the most precious resource in war, time. Those 3 days allowed the Greek fleet, their last true hope, to prepare. While the Persian army marched south and put the evacuated city of Athens to the torch, a final desperate trap was being set at sea. The sacrifice of the 300 gave Greece a legend to rally around. It proved the Persian war machine was not invincible, that its god-king could be defied. It transformed a war of conquest into a war for freedom.
Is ours.
As Xerxes sat on his golden throne, watching the smoke rise from the ruins of Athens, he believed he had won. He turned his attention to the sea, where his massive fleet moved to annihilate the last remnant of Greek resistance, and he failed to understand the lesson of Thermopylae. He saw the death of a few hundred soldiers. He should have seen the birth of an idea that free men would fight with a fury no subject of a tyrant could ever hope to match. The Spartans had paid the price in blood. Now it was the turn of the Athenians to cash the check. The war for Greece was far from over. It had just begun.